Jesus. Diary of St. Francis de Sales. Assios, July 14. The sacred gift of prayer rests in the right hand of the Creator. As soon as you are empty of yourself, meaning free from the love of your body and will, and are truly humble, the Lord will impart it to your heart. Have patience and take small steps until you have the legs to run and wings to fly. Be content to be a hive bee for now, and soon you will become a honey bee. Humble yourself lovingly before God and man, for God speaks to those who have ears inclined with humility. Spiritual Letters, July 14, was a day greatly cherished by St. Francis de Sales, as his favorite doctors of the Church were St. Augustine, St. Thomas, and St. Bonaventure. He typically preached on the feast day of St. Bonaventure and would always celebrate in a Franciscan church. He invoked this saint daily, as at his baptism he was given the name Francis Bonaventure, although he was usually called Francis. He often said he greatly enjoyed reading the writings of St. Bonaventure, whom he considered one of the most valuable doctors of the Church, and whose modesty and wise humility he always admired. On one occasion, he had officiated early in the morning for the feast of St. Bonaventure at the church of St. Francis in Annecy, which was under the care of the conventual fathers, and around 2 o'clock he preached in honor of the saint as well. Back at home in the afternoon, 2 Capuchin fathers visited him and gently lamented that he had dedicated the day to the conventual fathers and nothing to them. Francis replied, "You are right, but there is still time." Donning his appropriate attire once more, he accompanied them to give a blessing and offer an exhortation to the people gathered there. The fathers marveled at the sweetness and condescension of the good prelate, to which he kindly said, "Do you not know that I belong without distinction to your order of St. Francis, to which I am bound by a triple cord that is hard to break, my 2 baptismal names, and the affiliation that your general fathers have given and confirmed to me on several occasions." Meditation, July 14. 1. Humility as the path to prayer. Reflect on St. Francis de Sales' teaching about the sacred gift of prayer. According to him, this gift resides in the hand of the Creator and is granted to us when we empty ourselves and free ourselves from love for the body and self-will. Meditate on what it means to be truly humble and how humility opens the heart to divine grace. Let go of any pride or attachments that may be blocking your access to deep and sincere prayer. 2. Patience in spiritual growth. St. Francis de Sales reminds us to have patience and take small steps towards spiritual growth. With each breath, visualize your spiritual journey as a path where you are initially a hive bee, learning and growing. In God's perfect time, you will transform into a honeybee, filled with wisdom and grace. Allow yourself to be content with where you are, trusting that God will lead you to greater heights when you are ready. 3. Humble ears to listen to God. Imagine your ears inclined with humility to hear God's voice. As St. Francis de Sales says, God speaks to those who are truly humble. Reflect on how you can cultivate this humility in your daily life, both in relation to God and to others. Consider how you can show more love and humility in your daily interactions, thus opening your heart to divine words and guidance. 4. Inspiration from the saints. Consider St. Francis de Sales' devotion to the Church's saintly doctors, such as St. Augustine, St. Thomas, and St. Bonaventure. Reflect on how each of these saints modeled humility and wisdom, showing a path you can aspire to follow. Take a moment to invoke the intercession of a saint that resonates with you, asking for their guidance and help to grow in humility and love. 5. unity and modesty in the community. Finally, meditate on the importance of unity within the church community, as demonstrated by St. Francis de Sales in his dealings with different religious orders. Reflect on your role within your own spiritual community and how you can contribute to unity and mutual understanding, showing modesty and grace in all your interactions. Final reflection. This meditation teaches us the supreme value of humility and patience in our spiritual journey. St. Francis de Sales invites us to empty ourselves to receive the sacred gift of prayer, to be patient in our growth, and to cultivate humble ears to hear God's voice. Inspired by the lives of the saints, may this time of reflection help us live with greater love and unity, trusting in God's loving care in every step we take.